So I just saw the new Edgar Wright film, Baby Driver, and it was fucking dank. For those of you who don't know, Edgar Wright directed the Cornetto trilogy as well as Scott Pilgrim and Spaced, so obviously a new film from him is one that I'd be seeing no matter what. I purposefully kept myself knowing as little as possible about this film so I could go in with a blank slate, and thankfully enough, it did not disappoint. Honestly, I'm not even sure if knowing anything about the film would have lessened the experience, because this film is exactly that. It's as if Edgar Wright made his own version of the film Drive by combining it with the sound of noise. It is immensely entertaining and extremely well paced. Not only does none of the film ever feel boring or dull, but the entire movie has a unique sense of rhythm to it, and I mean that both figuratively and literally. Essentially, there's a whole track listing of songs being played throughout the film, and everything in the film's universe seems to sync up with it. Many car honks, gunshots, and general points of action will sync along to the song being played, made even more impressive by how many long single shots are in the film.
So the whole movie was actually written around the soundtrack.
The script came with a little thumb drive with the music attached. The soundtrack very much directed the action sequences. They were choreographed, so when we were shooting guns and closing doors, everything had to be precise.
The film is literally driven by the music.
They live in this world. Heightened musical reality.
Are we in bed together now?
It's really like a dance.
Essentially, there was a very precise level of coordination that went into directing and performing the film. Even if a character appears to be just walking normally, it is more or less a choreographed dance. Even if we ignore those elements of the film, it is still a beautifully directed, fast-paced comedy action thriller. With extremely impressive action and stunt driving, it's hard not to be impressed. The storytelling in this film was also pretty fantastic. As an audience member, you can see where things are going in the sense that you can tell things are being set in motion. But what keeps it from being what I'd call predictable is that you can never tell how things are gonna go. You can often tell that shit's gonna go down, but you can never really tell how it's going to play out. It's fair to say that the main character was likely experiencing very similar thoughts. There's only really two very specific moments in the film that kinda bothered me. One was in the diner and one was near the end of the film, and anybody who's seen the movie probably already knows exactly what I'm talking about. Either way, these two very small annoyances obviously did not ruin the film, but they were there nonetheless. All of the acting was pretty stellar, except for Jamie Foxx, who was probably the worst actor in the film, and although I didn't absolutely hate his performance, I found it extremely difficult to believe he was the damaged, loose-cannon criminal he was pretending to be, and not just some rich, privileged actor who seems as though he wouldn't even hurt a fly. Like, even if I never knew who Jamie Foxx was and he wasn't already an established actor, his performance didn't really sell his character. The character's actions and dialogue were that of an unhinged human being, but the mannerisms and performance were unfortunately not. Kevin Spacey didn't really do anything he hasn't done before, but at least it fit his character, and like I said, all the other performances were fantastic, with Jon Hamm bringing probably my favorite of the film. Anyway, this movie is fresh in theaters, so please do yourself a favor and go check this out as soon as you can. It may not be a perfect movie, but the film's achievements outweigh its flaws by quite a lot. The characters are memorable and fun to watch, there's quite a few clever setups and tie-ins, and overall I was having so much fun that I did not want this movie to end. And I'm giving this one a 9 out of 10.